Action.
Let's
Action.
hang on
Action.
and see where it goes.
Action.
Sacramento
Action.
at 7
I'll
will
call
not
you
be
back.
taking on.
I am Greg Edwards. I work with Dr. Gerald. I am a security guard.
Did you have fun
Of course.
making it?
Yes, it's always fun. A little intimidating with a camera, but it's fun.
Who was your inspiration for?
Oh, well, see, the security guard was like a tough guy, so when I think of tough guy and security guard, I think of Howard.
I'm Howard Mulcahy. I play the security guard, one of them, the guy with a hat, the good-looking guy.
He's a perfect inspiration.
And he was your partner in the scene, right?
Yes, he was. So I fed off Howard.
My character is kind of a tough guy trying to keep old Mikey in line with the other tough guy, security guard. And obviously my inspiration for the movie was the other tough guy.
That's it. Just look at him do what he does.
Was it interesting to see how the whole thing worked, the setting and?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, all the parts, all the cameras, the different angles, where you have to put the mic, where you can't put the mic.
You don't understand. Those cords are never ever going to stay untangled.
The favorite character, besides the security guard with the hat, had to be Detective Tracy.
How did you like filming the movie?
You know, it's quite a process. I've never actually filmed a movie, but there's a lot that goes into it. A lot of thought, a lot of, directing where people should be, a lot of things to think about.
Getting ready
Someone
to,
hold the lines up and
do a monologue for Davey.
hold the lines up. Are you kidding me?
My name is Greg Gerald, and I'm Davy Gerald's father. Davy Gerald does all the movies, and he's in the movies. My favorite character would be clearly the Prime Minister and the Italian baby. Writing the movies is very difficult, but because you have to, you have to think of the whole movie. And I have an outline, but I have to think of all the dialogue and all of the conversations and the order of the conversations. And so it's very difficult to do. You end up writing it 3 or 4 times or 5 times because you write it and you get all finished and you just look at it and you go, that doesn't make any sense, and it didn't end right, and then you think of something, and then you want to do that new thing that you think of, but then that changes the whole story. Then you have to go back to the beginning, which you were happy with, and rewrite that because you want to do the new storyline. So it's just, and I just do it all at once. I just sit down and do it until I'm done. So it's it's a big relief when I'm finished. But then I don't have to do anything else. Then I just sit back and watch it get made. So that's the fun part. So Mikey, he's just been this idiot through all of the movies, and I was getting concerned because a lot of people are watching the movies, and I was getting concerned that this would ruin his life. Everybody thinks he's such an idiot because he looks like an idiot. So I thought I have to write a movie where Mikey's this genius. So he goes from being an idiot to a genius, and back to an idiot, and back to a genius. And I think he did a good job on the genius part.
I had you fooled all along. Now is the moron, Captain.
And the other thing in the movie that I had fun with was the voodoo dolls. I stole that idea from a Capital One commercial. There's a Capital One commercial where one of the Vikings is in a store, and he's got a voodoo doll, and the voodoo doll is a replica of a friend of his that's behind him, another Viking, and he's moving it around, and the guy behind him's flopping all around, and he doesn't know it even works.
I'm Davy Gerald, and I'm the director of this movie. Cut! Mike, you needed to move back.
Hello, I'm Mikey Gerald, and I play the best character.
What questions did you want to ask me?
I'll start with the writing process.
Davey and I sort of came up with the outline, then I wrote the outline, then I gave it to my dad, Dr. Gerald. And he changed just about everything. So our outline was pretty much useless.
Before we start filming, I go through the script and I guess do what they call continuity, and I divide the scene up into different days, like within the actual story. So I figure out what clothes people will be wearing in what scenes.
So you're in charge of costumes too.
Yes, I'm in charge of costumes.
Which part do you enjoy more, the behind the scenes or the acting?
I like operating the camera best. I like the camera stuff. That's cool.
The camera work is always fun.
The camera, I feel like, is not really a matter of training. It's more of a kind of personal preference.
I hate lights.
The lighting would be fun if I really knew what I was doing.
Wait, that light's in the shot.
Oh, shoot.
Oh shoot!
Who just put that light there?
I do. I get to be art department. The entire art department. Photography, I took those pictures, made the dolls. I drove around Pittsford looking for that material. You know, stuff like that. I called people. I was pretty much the most valuable person to this movie.
Well, I didn't think working with Mikey now would go very well, but it did.
And how did you like working with Davey?
It's torture. Look at him. He's like a green bean with a head.
I prefer directing and acting because I am horrible with lines.
You are an unwitting accessory into a gun lancery. One lancery.
Larceny.
I would rather just yell at people for messing up their lines rather than messing up lines myself.
I had to, put my foot down
And you broke your shoe.
and say that I wanted to be the director of photography. So I wanted to make the decisions when it comes to photography.
Okay.
Davey did not concede. He said, I do not get final say on anything. He gets final say on everything. But I think it worked out okay. I still want to be in charge of one movie. I still want to be the head honcho once.
There are 3 different Ellen Tracy characters. There's the Ellen Tracy in the AC Cafe videos where he's just that old guy who talks like this. And then there's the Ellen Tracy in the movie I made almost a year ago, Murder and Mayhem, and he was just myself. It was really the only time I was ever on camera using my regular voice. And then there's the Ellen Tracy in the detective movies. Why he talks like this with a really bad French accent.
I was blindfolded and tied up and unable to protect the Dinglebug Diamond.
My favorite character is probably the Barbie's character, the Italian grandmother.
Don't you mean a bumper?
She's not really speaking Italian, she's just making sounds.
Va bene, non esiste questo suspects, huh?
I'm gonna go with Lean Martin.
Tommy Torchio?
Tommy Torchio, played by the brilliant Tommy Torchio. That was the best character.
Way to write tune.
Like if you're making a big production, everything always has to be absolutely perfect. And I think that takes away a lot of the fun. So we have hundreds of mistakes in all of the movies, and I'm okay with that.
I'm Gennaro Bernile, professional actor since I was 14. I was in school plays, and then I decided that the world didn't deserve my art. So I decided to quit.
Yes.
If it ain't fixed, don't break it. I saw the very first movie that Davey made, and I felt they needed a hint of professionalism. So when they asked me, it was the happiest day of my life. Definitely beat my wedding day, and maybe comes after my son. Maybe you watch the first movie, bunch of amateurs. Watch the second movie, it's unbelievable. Third movie, incredible. This movie, Oscar baby.
Where did you find the inspiration for your character?
Oh, that's easy. Myself.
Are you sure this is a good idea? What?
I give her a wink. I figured I want to be the funniest person on the movie. Who's the funniest person I know? I love the scene with Giovanni. I think the editing was masterful. And also when we threw the voodoo doll, that scene when I throw the voodoo doll in the pool and Detective Ellen Tracy, or Capitan Ellen Tracy, falls in the pool with it, it was like spot on.
So are you going to quit acting again? Or
Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is it?
Quit while you're on top.
On top?
Yeah.
My name is Barbara Bernile, and my part was the Prime Minister. Oh, no, not this time! My favorite character is the great Ellen Tracy.
I am not a hero. I am merely a detective.
I have to say, I love his accent, I love the way he moves. For this movie, I really loved Mikey's part.
Oh no, why are you hitting yourself, Captain Flatterson?
I love that these guys, Mikey and Davey, can do these accents that are so funny and give a lot to their characters. For the first movie, I was really nervous. I didn't know what I was doing, and when I saw what Davey was able to put together, I was amazed, because he made me look like not a professional, but he put a lot into the movie. So for the second one, I was nervous because I thought I had to step up to their professionalism. And for this one, I had fun. The thinking that this movie has and the second one had too. I mean, it has been wonderful to see how Mikey and Davey know what to do and how to do it, and we didn't waste any time. We were very productive, very efficient. The whole team was fast and right to the point.
My name's Tom Torchio. I played Lean Martin.
Oh no, I think I killed him!
And I want everyone to know that in real life, I don't really have a squealy voice.
Yeah, who wants to know?
My inspiration for my character was probably Davy Gerald's father, Greg Gerald, who told me I was going to play the part, so that was my inspiration. I had a lot of fun, and I think I was telling the director afterwards that if I had my way, if I could go back in time, I would actually go into filming, because this is much more interesting than finance ever was.
What's your favorite character in the movie? Do you have one?
I actually like Gennaro's character.
Are you gonna answer my questions, or do I have to take you guys downtown?
I happen to think that he's a pretty good actor. You know, he really you know, on screen, on film, he really looks like
natural.
You know, he's a natural at it. I wasn't real nervous because I didn't have a lot of long lines to memorize, and the way it was done, it was done in segments, so I didn't have a lot to you know, to memorize.
So I'm Frank Torchio, and I forget who my character is. It's
Am I a clown here to make you laugh? Is that what I am? A funny guy?
Dean. That's right, and I was some kind of gangster, gambler character.
Did you like playing that part? Did it came natural?
Yeah, you know. It was kind of a combination of watching a lot of Dean Martin movies and watching a lot of my relatives when I was growing up. So.
And did you like acting with your brother?
Yeah, you know, he surprised me. He did pretty good, I thought.
Action.
You are funny, Dean!
He played his character quite well.
Who let the midget in?
Why'd you come up with that line?
Which what?
Who let the midget in?
I don't know. I saw, he ran in, and I wasn't supposed to look immediately, and it just kind of came out.
It just came out.
Yeah, but it didn't hit the cutting room floor. Huh? It stayed in.
It's gonna be the best line of the movie, I'm telling you.
The only part I had trouble with is the repeated takes of That's Amore.
Come on out and sing it with me, Mama.
When the moon hits the sky like a big pizza pie, that's amore.
When the right words go by the album.
Pizza pie, pizza pie.
When the moon seems to shine like a big pizza.
Yeah, I do the singing for it as entertaining, but I've never actually sang the song 15 times in a row. That was a new one for me.
Suppose of me what you say, but